Hey, it's Elisa, the Half Asian Tarot Queen. I'm kind of on a roll right now with the readings. I had a family emergency, so I fell off the grid. But then yesterday was a big climax because it was a new moon in Capricorn and the Ring of Fire solar eclipse. So I did readings for each of those things. And I'm kind of on a roll, so I'm going to do another reading today. And I have recently been reunited. I'm back at my parents' house. I've been reunited with my growing collection of tarot decks that I've been separated from for months. So, yeah, I'm showcasing a lot of other decks that I've had that I'm reconnecting with. So this is it's called the Healing Light Tarot. It's an Asian deck, so I kind of resonate with that aspect of it, but I also appreciate the healing light aspect of it. I was recently I went through a training to become a light giver, and so I resonate with this deck on a number of levels, but the aspect of it that's relevant to this reading is that I was thinking, if you've been following this channel, you'll know that I have the videos organized in a slightly eccentric fashion in that they're arranged according to storylines and not according to date or zodiac sign. The readings are all timeless, and there's threads or playlists related to different storylines. So there's a video explaining this on the main page of the channel. But if there is a storyline that resonates with you, you can connect with the other related threads. And mostly I just kind of let the storylines emerge on their own. But one storyline that I have been kind of intentional about checking in with periodically, because it's definitely a storyline that I aspire to come into alignment with it personally. But it's a storyline around the archetype of the divine feminine. And so I was thinking that for today's reading, I would check in with that storyline. But it's particularly relevant to this deck because one aspect of this deck, another aspect of this deck, which I really resonate with, is that for whatever reason, there was a glitch with this deck, or I don't know if I'd call it a glitch because I think it's actually a bonus. But for some reason, it came with two cards for the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles showed up twice. I mean, it's got all the cards in the deck, but there's two Queen of Pentacles in this particular deck. So that seemed particularly meant for me because, Asian deck, light healer deck. But then also, the Queen of Pentacles is a card that I resonate with because it's a earth sign, so it could be a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. It often signifies a businesswoman, which, I am, or I'm on hiatus right now, so I'm not, I'm taking a little time off. I got embroiled into you could call it a scandal, I suppose. I'm a vegan cheesemaker on hiatus. You can check in with that storyline if you like. There is actually a thread for it. Anyways, I personally resonate with the Queen of Pentacles, but as it relates to the divine feminine, that Queen of Pentacles energy has been orbiting around the divine feminine storyline quite frequently lately. So, for that reason, I'm going to use this deck for the overall energies of this reading to check in with the divine feminine energies. There's obviously, we're approaching the end of a decade, so there's some big cycles that are closing out and new ones that are coming online. And, after yesterday's readings for the new moon in Capricorn and for the Ring of Fire, pretty climactic readings that came through yesterday. And being that it's the holidays, the readings have just naturally migrated to a more love-centric place. Oh my gosh, wow. So I'd be interested to see where the Divine Feminine is landing with all these changes that are going down. But at the bottom of this deck, we have the Six of Pentacles. So this is a card of giving and receiving, and bringing this into balance. So there's definitely been, you know, in the collective consciousness, a lot of conflict between the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and a karmic partner. You know, everyone's kind of learning lessons. Seems like recently there's, you know, been a separation between the divine counterparts. You know, they're off learning their lessons. And this kind of indicates that this conflict is maybe starting to come into balance, but we'll see what the rest of the cards have to say. So as the overall energies, we have the Hierophant, we have the Death card, and we have the Lovers, which this card often signifies a twin flame soulmate connection, or, you know, like a relationship between divine counterparts. So particularly significant for this reading. So it's interesting that these two things came up, because there's, you know, as I was mentioning yesterday, there's this big climax, a closing out of old cycles, a beginning of new cycles. So it's interesting that this Death card is coming up too, you know, because this signifies a big change, a sea change happening. So, you know, a couple different scenarios, you know, could be, you know, that a connection is ascending to a higher level of commitment, you know. So this is like a divine connection, you know, in sort of the spiritual realm. And then this is kind of acknowledging this in like the three-dimensional reality, or ascending to a higher level of commitment. So interesting. It could be that maybe some committed relationship is changing or going away, and this divine connection is coming into focus. You know, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the cards have to say. It could be, depending on what your situation is, it could play out in a number of different ways. But regardless, this definitely seems to be in line with the epic changes that are going down. I would maybe reference the readings from yesterday, the New Moon in Capricorn, as well as the Ring of Fire Eclipse readings. And then for the general energies, I'm going to pull out this White Sage Tarot. I love this deck. It has beautiful artwork. This is a deck that's local to Minneapolis, where I was just living. I'm actually not sure where I'm going to be living in the near future, because I'm going through a big shakedown myself. But I'm very confident that it's not going to be in Minneapolis, because for sure my intuition was like, nope, my time here has ended. I love Minneapolis. It's a lot, you know, I've lived there longer than I've lived anywhere in my life. But there's definitely a big change happening with that too. So, but that's where this deck is from. I love it. It's got beautiful artwork. Feels particularly appropriate for the Divine Feminine reading, as it's, you know, this pure sage energy with an owl on the cover. So we'll see what we get from the White Sage as far as general energies for the reading. My buddy Angie, who I've mentioned a bunch, I think she might know the artist. I heard, or at least she told me, that she's a school teacher. That's her day job. So pretty cool. It gets to be a small world out there, you know. Okay, one more card, and we'll see where the Divine Feminine is at today. This is all right. Okay, and at the bottom of this deck, oh wow. So this definitely goes along with both of the readings, Full Moon in Capricorn as well as the Ring of Fire. This card came up. The Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So a new beginning in love. So that's really interesting. Definitely love is on the mind during the holiday season. Okay, so we've got Six of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Empress. So the Empress, interesting, because this is a divine counterpart, and there has been, she has been appearing in the Divine Feminine readings. So the counterpart with the Emperor, and there's actually, if you're following some of the storylines on the channel, there is a storyline called Epic Love Saga, and it's, there's an Emperor. It started out as a King of Pentacles, and he had to right some wrong in order to ascend to his sort of emperor status. And so this is the counterpart of that emperor. And some threads related to that would be Phoenix, Dynasty, and Epic Love Story. But then this is a passionate new beginning, passionate, fiery new beginning. So we've got the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So this is passion and love. And then we have the Six of Cups. So this is like a soulmate connection from the past. So we've got a couple of these soulmate connections surfacing already. But a passionate, fiery start with the divine counterpart and someone from the past, it's looking like so far. Then if I keep going, I have the World, which, that really goes along with the whole Ring of Fire, Full Moon in Capricorn, because it's definitely, this portends like a cycle closing out and a new cycle beginning. So pretty epic for, end of the decade era readings. There's definitely a cycle closing out and a new one starting. The Hanged Man and the Magician. So this is a card of sort of like hanging back, contemplating. It's cute because it's got like this caterpillar who's sort of like, it's reflecting. It's going through a transformation process, and it's interesting that this Hanged Man comes between this World and the Magician, because this is a card of manifestation, turning lead into gold, and of sort of manifesting your desires in the three-dimensional world. So this is, this cycle is ending out. This caterpillar has gone through a metamorphosis, has manifested this new beginning, and it's almost like it's about to emerge as this butterfly. So it's beautiful. And what's also interesting is that this caterpillar, which is about to emerge, comes right under the Ace of Wands. So this fiery, passionate new start, and right under the Death card. So clearly, there's been some metamorphosis, which is about to surface, So that's pretty cool. And then under the Hierophant, we have the Six of Cups, and we have the World. So it's like there's an end of a cycle, beginning of a new cycle with someone from the past. And it's almost like this person is coming back from the past, and this relationship is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So maybe someone from the past, where you've learned some sort of lesson with this person. This person has sparked some sort of metamorphosis. And so you've kind of taken a time out and you've healed from that. And now this person is coming back. There's this new seed, and this situation is ascending to a higher level of commitment. This is really beautiful because these are totally like twin flame kind of themes that are going down. And then under the Lover's card, we have the Empress and we have the Magician. So it's almost like, you know, this Empress has gone through this transformation and now she's in her power and she can manifest this twin flame relationship. So this is like really beautiful. It's like almost like this timing thing, you know. So I'm going to pull 3 more cards from this Healing Light Tarot and see if we can get some guidance about moving through these energies. Because this is really a beautiful story that's emerging, and it's been if you've been following the sort of collective energy in the divine feminine, there's a lot of readers that focus specifically on that storyline on YouTube, and you know, there's been this period of learning lessons, and there's been a lot of anticipation for like a coming back together, and this would indicate that, you know, that time might be fast approaching. So, you know, I'm not sure. I mean, it's still in this caterpillar phase, so it would indicate that, you know, this is still in the energetic realm and isn't like, it hasn't quite surfaced in like the 3-dimensional reality. Oh my gosh, whoa, yet. But yeah, maybe we'll get some indication about that from some of the other cards. But whoa, this is pretty cool. Like, all right, okay. So under the Hierophant, the 6 of Cups, and the World card, we get this Devil. You know, so this is interesting because it is the new moon in Capricorn. You know, so this is a Capricorn energy. And this energy did come up in that reading. And then, you know, so there's this end of a toxic cycle that's ascending to this higher level of commitment, which is interesting because that's kind of what this if you go back and look at the new moon in Capricorn reading, that was basically the storyline, you know. So the lesson had to be learned in order to end this toxic cycle. The other thing that this could be indicating is like a timing card, you know, in terms of maybe the time that this epic change is going to happen is now, because we are in Capricorn season. So that's really interesting. And then we get the Ace of Wands, this passionate new start that this caterpillar is about to, you know, go through this death, this metamorphosis, and emerge as a butterfly. And then we have, look at this, the Emperor, which is interesting because I was just talking about, you know, this King of Pentacles who had to right some wrong and learn some lessons so that he could ascend to his Emperor status, you know, and like the Emperor comes out, you know, how cool is that? So yeah, these cards to me are indicating, I mean, it feels like the timing on all of this is kind of imminent, you know, based on these cards. And then we have the, you know, the Empress, the Emperor's divine counterpart, who's now manifested this divine connection. And we have the Moon card. So, you know, this is like the realm of emotion, you know. And so, like, just swimming and feeling here. This is beautiful. Wow. So, I don't know. It looks like things are, oh my gosh. So, as I mentioned, I've reunited with some decks that I've had for a while. So I was going to pull some overall guidance from the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck, since this is a Divine Feminine reading. So I pulled the deck out, and the card that's at the bottom of the deck, when I pull the deck out, is, look at this, Guinevere, True Love. Oh my gosh. So it's almost like the romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. So this is a pretty beautiful love reading, you know. I mean, it doesn't get more epic than this. So I mean, I don't know if I can do much better than this. This is pretty appropriate. But I am going to pull one more card. I just got this new deck for Christmas, a Yogic Path from Sahara Rose, and it's kind of cool. She's got this Rose Goddess circle, and I got on the email list, but she's all about, the archetype of different goddesses and sort of embodying that energy, and this deck is beautiful. It's like got the artwork from Daniel Noel, who did the Star Child and Moonchild decks, and also the Work Your Light Oracle. I mean, the artwork is amazing. So I'm going to pull one card, and I literally just got this deck, so I'm probably going to read out of the book, but it seems pretty appropriate for a Divine Feminine reading, and I'm loving this deck, and it combines, you know, sort of like wisdom of Ayurveda and yoga, and it's made into an oracle deck. And I've been following her on social media, Sahara Rose. She got like an endorsement with Deepak Chopra, who I'm also a huge fan of. Okay, so we got Ajna. Look at that artwork. How beautiful is that? So I'm going to read from the book and see what wisdom we can pull out of this Ajna. I might have to look in the table of context to find it, however. Let's see. Ajna. Okay, 59. Here we go. Third eye chakra. You have been using your sixth sense recently, your intuitive powerhouse, the third eye, and it is guiding you in the right direction. Your third eye sees far beyond your two eyes and the limitations of your mind, which can only dream up what is known. Your intuition speaks to you in whispers and visions and feelings. Find the language of your third eye and continue to follow its hunches as you have been. The more you become aware of it, the easier the dialogue becomes. The third eye is taking you on a journey of your soul that you were put on this planet to fulfill. You came here to live, love, and learn. As long as you continue viewing the world from your third eye, you will surpass all limitations and find yourself limitless. Trust your intuition and keep moving forward. The path will continue to illuminate as you take steps. So yeah, this seems to be the guidance for the Divine Feminines. Like, there's some big changes afoot, you know, but, you know, don't worry about it. Just follow your intuition, and it will lead you where you need to go. And just trust that guidance. So that's the message for today. And good luck with that. We'll check in with you soon.